Hello everyone, my name is Ivan Sargent, and I would like to thank you very much for watching this video. I want to give a very special thanks to Larry Jacobs for giving me the opportunity, and everything is done. Okay, so what are you looking at? There's a series of lines. There's an orange line, and there's 4 gray lines, okay? So the rest of this video that you're going to be watching is basically turning points which are going to take place on these lines. That's what we're hoping for. The first line, which is the orange line, is was basically a prediction that the technique that I used to make the prediction actually picked up this turning point 3 times. That's why I made it orange. The other 4 lines are gray because the technique is indicated that they were gonna take place more than once. That's why I made them gray. Before they were even gray, they were actually dotted lines. So basically, this is just a double confirmation. Well, first one being triple confirmation. Okay, the way this works is basically through geometry. Inside of the markets lies all sorts of geometry that we can't really see. Also, there's the reversal points taking place tend to be based on a balance. Like every time it hits a point of reversal, it seems to either rush or take its time there. But it goes there and it sits around for a while. Now, obviously there's reasons that people believe and the facts of why these things happen, but in reality, the geometry can actually pick up these points no matter what takes place in the markets as far as news or events and stuff. Okay, there's actually a reversal taking place at this time. It seems so far, this might be too early to tell. Okay, so what's going on here? Well, for starters, this is based on geometry. Okay, is it advanced geometry? Well, yes and no. If you draw a series of lines, all around a piece of paper, you're gonna get a bunch of lines. But if you were to take all those triangles and degrees, the positions, the type of triangles, and try to mix and match and piece them all together, and then finally create some kind of a calculation on where their positions are and what the probabilities are going to be, and this point and that point. I mean, you know what I mean? It can get really, really complicated. So this is what's taking place, but it's actually what's not taking place. So what I'm trying to say is that you're not going to be dealing with any of that complex geometry at hand, basically. So what else? Indicators, oscillators. Okay, these things, they to me, I believe they're very powerful tools, and they actually would work very well with the technique. And the reason why I say that is because the technique by itself cannot pick up high reversals or low ones, whatever. It's a reversal is a reversal. you know, big, small, long, tall, whatever, short. It it doesn't it can't detect them. It can only detect that one is going to take place, but the size is a different story. Okay, so let's take a look over here. Okay, so it looks like there's another reversal taking place here. Yeah, okay. So you see it's a kind of a small swing that took place. Something else is about to happen. We'll see. So this, another thing to understand about this analysis is that it's it's not subjective. It's like if you take a trend line and it can be slightly off, it's okay, or you know, a resistance support line, whatever, it should be slightly off. It could still be a resistance support line. That's not the case here. Everything is totally different from that. It really is a new chapter in trading. Something really unique. There's nothing out there like this at all, which you'll see once you purchase the book. What did it for me was reading some of Gann's work and Alan Andrews' work, and magazines and books, and you know, it's just like really just took me to the point where I just wanted to learn more and learn more, and really I felt something told me that there's a lot more going on, that these guys are scratching the surface. But you know, they are the gurus and pioneers of you know, of this type of work also, and I just like took it and just like devoted my a lot of time to it, where I just loved it so much. You know, the thought of, you know, making a lot of money, and the thought of you know, figuring out the future of this was, in this particular way, was different. You know, I can actually do something where I was in charge of deciding where the market was going to turn, instead of depending on news and other people talking lies about some stock or something. You know, with this type of field, you're basically, you know, you're following the trend. You're jumping on and this wave and jumping off when the wave is over. So I got involved in software. I would check out a lot of different other free softwares out there. Well, this is actually after I lost my all my capital. I still you know, I still toyed around with the software, and I went above and beyond like everything that was out there, because I had a belief that there was something really different. And at the end of the day, my computer screen looked like modern art. So, but my intentions were still the same, and you know, I would take my breaks and walk away and come back, and you know, and sometimes new things would just come to me. I want to show you a little bit more of the chart. Try to show you so you can see what I'm actually working on. I'm gonna move the screen around a little bit. See how far I can go as far as getting into a little more detail of the time and price, at least, so you see what I'm actually using as a chart here. Um, so this looks pretty good here. So basically, it looks like there's another reversal taking place. I wasn't able to get it, but if I would have applied more work, I would have found it. You know, this little one taking place here, but it's okay. So this technique works on anything as far as stocks, futures, commodities, Forex. It works on any time frame, and this is obviously like a small time frame to trade and to make any real money off of. Obviously, this is just for demonstration purposes. Okay, so just keep that in mind. You can use multiple time frames if you want to do that, which is not a bad idea. I speak about that in the book. So let's take, for example, let's say you're a swing trader and you wanna trade on a daily chart. So you would go to a weekly, apply the technique. Once the technique spits out the forecasts, let's say you take the first one, it turns out the first one happens to be, the first line happens to be a reversal going down. So now you know which direction you're going on the dailies. So you go to the daily chart, apply the technique again. Now you're ready to take the swing forward, going on a sell. Now you know you're going to start making, your trades going down, and that's basically it as far as that takes place. If you're a scalp trader, you can also benefit from this type of this kind of technique, because you can apply it to any time frame, and you can just pick up, as you can see right from the get-go, these reversals taking place. I'm not a scalp trader. I don't know much about it. I don't really. It's not my thing. But I understand people out there, do make money doing this, and I could see it really working well with this because of the fact that this works with timing it. Now, in the technique, I also have a way of identifying price targets, and it's just as easy. It's just basically reversing the process a little bit, and then you get price points, which is pretty interesting. So you have the best of both worlds. But the same thing, it's as far as the moves that take place, they're really no way of telling how far the swing is gonna go to. So, but you can be able to tell with other analysis. Will help you pick that up. So it did take me a while, to be honest with you, to actually take in what I constantly kept seeing in front of my eyes. The fact that I was able to capture these turning points. I was like, is this coincidental? Every time it happened, and it wasn't. It's like it just it really wasn't, but it took me months to really see that, because I just couldn't get my head around it. My wife and kids didn't know what I was talking about, but it's just like something that I had to say, could this be really happening? Is this really it? And it just kept happening over and over. But in a lot of stuff that I've worked on in the past, this isn't the only thing I've done. I have a lot of stuff that I've played around with. And a lot of it is also well, a lot of it would crash, like, wouldn't work all the time, or so it wasn't good enough for me. It had to work when you play around with this area, you'll start to notice that these things, either they work or they don't work. And then sometimes they just blow up in front of your face. You're like, all right, you know what? Yeah, it wasn't really working. I thought it was. I thought I had something, and then I would just move on. But yeah, I really, it took me a while to get my head around this, because it's just like so much was really going on. But this did not blow up. It still happens. Obviously, I wouldn't be selling it, but it's still. This is one thing that didn't that still continued to work, just the way when I first discovered it. But yeah, definitely there's a lot of different stuff out there. Maybe some of the stuff I even scrapped I probably shouldn't have, but because it might have found the flaw. But either way, it's a lot of work, and I have a family and kids, and I always like to take time out for them, because it's I don't want to get lost in this, but this it looks like we hit another line here, and let's see if it starts to reverse. Looks kind of bullish, the candlestick. So yeah, I chose to make this video live, and I haven't seen anything that can actually perform this well. As you can see, how, as far as like how they're reacting to these turning points, it's pretty amazing. Is it the Holy Grail? No, because that probably wouldn't be for sale. But it is something that fails, and actually, as you can see, it is failing right now. We had one line that failed so far because a reversal didn't take place here. So obviously something is going on that's basically it's bypassed the line, because like I said before, we're adapting to the market's changes, and taking action on these changes. We're not creating these changes. Plus, as you can see, we have there's a trend channel right there, as you can see, a trend line I mean. So it's probably more than likely following that point. And also it looks like there's a trend break if you look at the top portion of it. So it's kind of now becoming bullish. So that maybe that's why that line was bypassed. I'm going to take away these long lines so that you can get a better picture at the reversals that took place. One of the things that you're gonna realize after reading this book is that what you know now about technical analysis is not the same. You're gonna be learning something totally different. It's like an area where the laws of classical analysis do not play a role at all in here as far as the technique goes. It's very different. Okay, let's just take a look here. We had reversals that looked pretty good. This one was good. This one we missed. Okay, and then we got this last one that seems to be promising. It's so far, you see, it's a very tiny reversal at the moment, but it is one because of the amount of bars involved. And if it's over 3 bars, then we consider it reversal. And you see, it's actually taking place. It's turning out to be a decent one. Now, just keep in mind, if this was a daily chart, you know, it would be a nice money there. So yeah, you're gonna understand something new. It's gonna open up your mind and make you realize that there is a totally different game going on. It's something that we can't comprehend even. A lot of people will probably, if you tell them about this book or whatever, they're gonna probably think you're crazy. Especially people that don't trade, they're gonna say this. It's impossible to know the future of anything, and you might actually lose in conversations like that, because I mean, you know, it makes a lot of sense. There, you don't know the future. You know, nobody really knows the future of anything. If that was the case, we'd all be able to win the lottery and whatnot. But if they'll give you a chance, you can show them like I'm showing you now. Show them this video. Let them see that it is possible. It's just a matter of history repeating itself and extracting it. Psychoanalysis is this is different than psychoanalysis, first of all, because it doesn't really time it like you would, let's say, with parallel lines running across the screen, how some people try to do. So it's not like that. I'm telling you right off the bat, it has nothing to do with that. This is totally different. But psychoanalysis is something that's pretty pretty powerful in itself too, because it's actually uh, picking up the biggest waves involved. So but still it's still hard to do. I mean, I've seen a lot of stuff out there with cycle analysis, and it's just it's off sometimes, or you get what do you call it? You get inverses all the times, and you don't know when they're going to pop up. Basically, like mirror images, so you don't know when they're going to pop up, and it can really mess you up. Sometimes you will get that here, but the difference is that this isn't, you know, they aren't really guaranteed big moves, so you're not gonna really, it's not gonna really affect you if you're because it's not basically cycle analysis. Basically, you're putting all your chips into it. You know, there's supposedly no need for any indicators. People that use cycle analysis. So with this, you're basically getting something different, and usually when you do get a reversal, it's a couple of points. I mean, I'm sorry. It's it can be you're allowed to have be a bar away or before when the swing is going to take place, because it's just that slight shift can happen. You know, it's just, you know, sometimes to get the line perfect, it's you can get it, but it just can happen. So you got to be aware of that. You know, it doesn't mean that you apply the technique wrong at all, but it means that it can just happen. As far as opening and closed bars, this is some of the reasons why this can happen. If you notice, like on the closed bar, it might follow a closed as far as being an indicator for reversal instead of a high bar. Let's say if you're waiting for reversal going down. So the technique basically looks at a high and at a high close, let's say, low and a low close sometimes as the same. So this is something you gotta, you know, you'll be able to really see what's going on. It's very easy at the end to get your head around it and to actually have it work for you. So I just want to finally recap on the swings that the technique was able to capture. Okay, we caught this swing, you can see. This one went straight through. This was a reversal, small one. Okay, this one was also a reversal since there's 3 bars involved. Okay, and this one obviously right here makes 4 out of 5. I want to see what happens if I apply a zigzag. I did this before, and it was pretty interesting the way it laid over. I have to change it down, obviously. Okay, alright. So, you see, I got some of them. Picked up 3 as far as the zigzag periods are involved. Well, I hope that you've enjoyed this video. I'm sure you get an idea of what goes on now, and as far as what to expect, at least. I'm sure you're gonna enjoy this book. And if you have any comments or anything, please let me know. I'll be happy to answer your questions. Thanks again for watching. Okay, bye-bye.